Rangers only get one with the Mariners in town. This is the roundup. What is going on, Ranger fans? Hello. Happy Monday to you. A soggy one here in North Texas. Looks like it's about to pour. It's been raining. We did have a beautiful weekend. I will say that. Got out to the Byron Nelson yesterday. Enjoyed some beautiful weather, some tasty beverages, and some good golf. Scotty Scheffler just running through the field. So, but yeah, Rangers host the Mariners for 3 games, and I'll tell you what, I was quite mad. Friday I got quite mad, and then Saturday double, and then I was like, oh God, come on, do something. And then Sunday we got a little bit of action. So, but let's jump into it. Friday night, Mariners are here for a quick 3 game series, and they tee off on the Rangers. They score 13 runs on 17 hits and didn't have an error. Rangers 1 run on 3 hits with an error. 13 runs. Mariners score 1 in the fourth, 7 in the fifth, 2 in the sixth, 3 in the ninth. Obliterated them. Leiter gets lit up. He gets his first loss of the season. He's 2-1 with a 4.58 ERA. Wu gets his fourth win of the season. He's 4-1 with a 2.58 ERA. Cal Raleigh cannot be stopped. He cannot be stopped. The dude hit, I'm pretty sure, 2 home runs, if I'm not mistaken, and one of them was a grand slam. I don't know what it is about catchers. I don't know what it is about Cal Raleigh. Oh my goodness. Rangers mustered 1 in the bottom of the ninth. They had the rally caps on. They put up 1 run. Oh my God. Your player of the game was Raleigh. Top performers were Wu, Raleigh, and Rodriguez. Mariners had 3 home runs versus the Rangers 1. 30 total bases for the Mariners. Rangers had 6. No stolen bases in this matchup. Mariners left 8 on. Rangers left 2 on. This is Josh Smith hit a homer in the bottom of the ninth. It sounded like this, courtesy of Ranger Sports Network.
That ball hit out to right field, carrying toward the wall. It is gone! A home run! Make it 2 base runners, and hold on! Down to 12. It's not over yet.
Oh God, he ripped it right field, about 10 rows up. I mean, yeah, it's not over yet, baby. And it's crazy. It was rather a roar in the crowd, because I mean most of the people already kind of peeled out of there, so not a lot of people there. But when he hit it, they were the ones that hung around. They made some noise. So, it just was it's been a tough stretch for this team hitting wise. Pitching has been okay with a couple blips. You know what I mean? Leiter, he threw 4 in the third. He gave up 8 hits, 6 runs, 6 earned runs, had 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, gave up 2 homers. Latz also threw an inning in 2/3. Bushlev, I don't even know. I never say that guy's name. He came in for an inning. Barnhart came in for 2 innings. So, yeah, what can you do? I mean, you're not going to win many games scoring 1 anyways, but giving up 13 ain't going to help, especially with a struggling team. I mean, obviously, you take something from it or from this. And you had Smith leading off. Langford was in the lineup, and was it Seager didn't get activated till Saturday, so he's not in this lineup either. And I'll tell you a bright spot: Jonah Heim and Josh Smith doing great. Yeah. Anyways, to get nothing really else to say about this game other than how poor of a performance it was. Hitting, pitching, all around bad game. Yeah. So let's move on to Saturday. You're like, okay, just got railroaded. So should we see what happens? And we shall. 2-1. Seattle beats the Rangers. Mariners come out, score 1 in the first, 1 in the ninth. That's all they needed. 2 runs, 10 hits, no errors. Rangers 1 run on 5 hits, no errors. Spire gets his first win of the season, 2.08 ERA. Martin gets his 4th loss of the season. He's 0-4 with a 2.30 ERA. Munoz gets his 12th save of the season, 0.00 ERA. But yeah, Rangers score 1 in the fourth, and it was on a Jonah Heim knocked in Corey Seager. So Corey Seager was back, and that tied it up. You're like, okay, here we go. But then top of the ninth, Rowdy Tellez, he singles on a sharp line drive to center field, and Jorge Polanco scores, and that finishes it off. Rangers do nothing in the bottom of the ninth, and What can you do? Corbin threw. He pitched a pretty good game though. So your top stars, Tellez was your MVP vote, and your top performers were Castillo throwing 6 innings. Corbin threw 5 2/3, give it 5 hits, 1 earned run, two strikeouts. Of course, Riley, he always going to do something. He's 2 for 3, double and a walk. Mariners had the only homer of the game. Who hit that? Was it Crawford? Yeah, Crawford hit that in the top of the first inning. So he leads off. I'm pretty sure it was it the first or second pitch? It was something like that because the Twitter blew up, and of course everybody just went negative. And so, anyways, Mariners had 16 total bases versus the Rangers 5. Rangers had the only stolen base of the game. Mariners left on 8 versus a 6 for the Rangers. No errors, clean sheet on this one. Yeah, pitching back to form, right? Corbin, I think he's done great this year. He's got a 3.28 ERA. Milner came in through an inning. Garcia threw an inning and a third. Martin came in through an inning, and of course he's the one that gave up the that hit. They gave up 2 hits and that 1 run that was quite costly. But oh, buddy, what are you going to do? Langford had a hit. Seager had a hit. I'm glad to see him back in the lineup. So Smith led off again. They had Seager in the 3-hole. Peterson, they're still have him in. I don't know why he's now below 100. He's at .099. I think it's time to move on. I mean, Heim had 2 hits. He had an RBI. Garcia struck out twice. He's been striking out like crazy these days. So yeah, this game was just kind of like you're pitching. Pitchers keep it close, and you still can't win. You still can't freaking win. You can't score 2 runs. You can't score 3 runs with this lineup. Now, the only thing I have a real grief about this lineup, because I love this lineup. I think it's fine. I think there's nothing wrong with this lineup other than having Peterson in the lineup. I think, the standing ovation thing, fine. Yeah, we're trying. Yeah, no thanks. I think it's a pass now. He had 3 at bats the previous night on Friday night and went over. So I can't do it anymore. I can't. I mean, they're leaving him in, and I'll get to game 3. Well, let's just go ahead and go to game 3. I can't handle it. Or did I have I didn't fire up the Jonah Hines single. Yeah, no. We're not listening to that. I appreciate it though. He's my guy. Rangers Sunday afternoon. Byron Nelson's going on. I've got the phone up. I'm sitting there watching, trying to keep up with that. I got fantasy drafts and stuff like that going on. If you want to hear more about fantasy football, check out SB Fantasy Football. Podcast is available anywhere you listen to podcasts. And if you want to see the live videos, YouTube and X, baby. SB Fantasy Football. Alan and I sit down and talk. We generally do it on a weekly basis. During the season, it's about 2 to 3 times a week. You'll have some other randos, but then the off season we'll do. We're right about like 1 live episode every couple weeks. If something happens like that, we had the rookies talk last week, and I don't know how he'll feel when he gets back this week, but we'll see. And also for Strikeout Beer, we have special guest Michael Henson. I mean, the myth, the man, the legend. He'll be joining us for Strikeout Beer at 8 p.m. Central Time. Also available wherever you listen to podcasts. But if you want to interact with the live stream, pop us up on YouTube, X, Facebook. We respond to most comments unless you're going to get in there and be and whatever. I'm not going any further. All right. Sunday. Domingo, folks. 8-1. The bats come alive. It's the Grom day, baby. And he pitched great. He gave up. There was only 1 run, so it's 8-1. Mariners put up 1 run on 4 hits, no errors. Rangers 8 runs on 12 hits, no errors. DeGrom gets his win. He's 2-1 with a 2.61 ERA. Evans gets his first loss of the season. He's 1-1 with a 7.20 ERA. That's your player of the game right there, DeGrom. 5 innings pitch, gave up an earned run, had 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. Your top performers, including DeGrom, Smith, he went 4 for 5. Triple RBI, 2 runs. Seager 2 for 5. He had 2 RBIs and a run. They had him going. Sticks were going. No homers in this game though. But Rangers had 14 total bases versus the Mariners 4. Mariners had the only stolen base of the game. Rangers left 7 on versus the Mariners 5. And again, no errors, clean sheet. So they were going to town. A lot of RBIs. Rangers put up 6 in a third, and then tacked on 2 more in the 8th. Excuse me, I can't speak very well. And the Mariners, they just put up 1 in the third. That was enough to do it. So, but yeah, that inning, the 3rd inning was just great. You're just like, oh, finally, this is what it looks like. Everybody's just flying around. I think I queued up the Josh Smith triple because it's a triple. Come on. And he knocks in Josh Young on this. I'll put this on the YouTube page under shorts. And I've also been updating the Instagram and Facebook with some reels as well. So be sure you go over there and check it out. Give us a follow. Texas Rangers Roundup. All right, here's Josh Smith, Ranger Sports Network.
Runner in motion here.
There goes Young. And this one pulled right down the line. That's a fair ball. And that'll give Young a chance to score. Weird hop off the wall. Smith around second. He'll head to third.
He's going.
Young scores, and that's a triple.
Bing, bang, boom.
7-1 Rangers.
So you put it down the right field line. You know how like as it gets a little bit deeper into right field, the stands come out at like a weird angle, and it takes a weird hop. It kind of stops it in its tracks, and the right fielder was playing a little bit deep. He was going to cut it off, and he's playing like the bounce, but it hit that wall, kicks out, and gives Smith. Smith's got some wheels, baby. You know, he seriously is one of my favorite players as well. But yeah, with Seager back lineup, you got Josh Young. You know, essentially everybody got a hit. You won't believe who didn't get a hit. You guessed it, Peterson. 4 at-bats, no hits, a strikeout. Oh God. It's just one of those things. It really is. Krim, he got called up to the majors on Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, and you know he didn't do much in this game. I think in the Saturday game though, where's he at? Oh, he must not have played Saturday. Okay, so this was his debut, and didn't do a whole lot. He had 2 at bats. He scored a run. He had a walk. He struck out twice. So, but he was at first base. But you know, this lineup should be doing so much better. There's only like a hole or 2 in this lineup, and you know they optioned Burger down, brought up Krim, and then now Tavares has been. They just put him on outright waivers, if I'm not mistaken. Like I'm pretty sure that's what it said. Yeah, the Rangers have placed Leo Tavares on outright waivers, and you know any team that claims him would assume the balance of his $4.75 million salary. But yeah, it was crazy. This is the sources tell The Athletic, and this is Ken Rosenthal that posted that on X. But yeah, and then more moves coming Sunday. The Rangers, this is from their Instagram, Facebook account, X. They posted the same thing. The Texas Rangers have announced the offensive coordinator, Donnie Ecker, has been dismissed from his position following Sunday's game against the Seattle Mariners at Globe Life Field. That goes on and on and on. But yeah, this was his 4th season with the club as the offensive coordinator after being hired November 1st, 2021. So they're making some changes. They're shaking some stuff up because, I mean, let's be honest, this team's too good to not perform. You know, so a couple things there. And then with injuries, catcher Kyle Higashioka, I always got to slow down to say that name. He's on the 10-day IL with a intercostal strain, mid-left intercostal strain. I never say that right either. Expect to return May 10th, so 5 more days. This is while he was running out a 3-run double in the 8th inning, April 29th against the A's. But Kamar Rocker, he's still he's got that right shoulder impingement. Early May for him, which, let's be honest, we're in early May. We'll see how much longer he's going to be out. Cody Bradford, late May to early June, should be getting him back pretty soon, probably within the month. Now, some other things that popped up. Obviously, I said Corey Seager, he was reinstated from the 10-day IL. That was on May 3rd. Infielder Jonathan Ornelas. Yeah, I said that right. Ornelas. Option to AAA Round Rock, and then Dane Dunning was assigned outright to AAA Round Rock. He just got called up, if I'm not mistaken, like on the 30th. So 4 days later, they're like, yeah, you're gone. Krim got selected from AAA Round Rock. That was on the 2nd. And then, like I said, Berger got optioned down. But yeah, Nick Ahmed, he got designated for assignment. And then that's really about it. Everything else is just, it is what it is. So that's your injuries and latest transactions for the Rangers. They got some. They're shaking some stuff up. They have to. You know, even Sunday, it boasted well. Obviously, getting the sticks going because it shows you what this team can do. The pitching is there. They just got a hit, and so they're shaking up right now. They are. I kind of predicted that they would be in last place soon, and they were on a run. They were on a hell of a run to get down there where the Angels are, because the Angels actually started the season off pretty good. So Seattle Mariners are in first place. They're 20-13. Athletics, the A's, The Sacramento A's, we'll call them the Sacramento A's, 19 and 16 in second place. They're 2 games back on the Mariners. The Astros are 17 and 16. They're 3 games back. And then there's the Rangers, 17 and 18. They got a 486 win percentage. They're 4 games back of the Mariners, 2 games back on the wild card. 3 and 7 in the last 10. Currently on a 1-game winning streak. Minus 18 on the run score versus runs allowed. So yeah, they scored 113, giving up 131. It's these big games too. When they get clobbered, it gets ugly. They're 12 and 8 at home, 5 and 10 on the road. Bad news, they're going on the road for a week, and they're 11 and 18 versus good teams. So anybody over 500. So problems to say the least. Now the Red Sox are 500 and 500. That's actually who they're going to be playing. They're going up against them for 3 games. 3 games. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And good news, since we're playing East Coast, you're going to have early games, right? 5:45, 5:45, and 12:35 for us. Awesome, right? And then they have to head over to Detroit, take on the Tigers, which I believe if the Tigers are still in first place, I'm pretty sure they're first place in the American League. Yep, 20 and 13. Yep, Mariners are 1 game back on them, so that's going to suck. They're 20 and 13, 629 win percentage. They're 13 and 3 at home and 9 and 10 on the road. So that's an easy bet to pick them to win. I just hope the Rangers don't get clobbered and swept, because that's going to suck. But yeah, there you go. There's your standings right now. I told you they're running into good teams. Even if you look a little bit further ahead, it gets a little bit easier for 3 games. They play the Rockies. They host home. They're at home against the Rockies. But then you got 4 games with Astros, and that's going to be a headache. Then you have to hit the road, play the Yankees. You get a break. You get to play Sox later on. But tough stretch. It really is. So let's move on to some probable pitchers and get this thing put to bed so we can get out of here. Gotta get back to work. All right, Tuesday, 5:45 start. Nathan Eovaldi taking on Lucas Giolito. Giolito? Yeah, maybe that. 2-2. He's got a 2.11 ERA, 46 strikeouts. Lucas is 0-0, 4.50 ERA with 7 strikeouts. And then on Wednesday, Tyler Mahle taking on Tanner Houck. Both righties. Tyler is 3-1 with a 1.19 ERA, 32 strikeouts. And then Tanner is 0-2 with a 6.38 ERA, 30 strikeouts. And then they're going to put Letter back on the mound Thursday, baby. Day game, 12:35. You're going to have Rangers baseball for a little lunch special. You know what I'm saying? Both are righties. Leiter's taking on Brian Bello. They're both righties. Leiter's 2-1 with a 4.58 ERA, 15 strikeouts, and Bello is 2-0, 2.55 ERA and 12 strikeouts. So, and then obviously nothing's mentioned for the Friday and Sunday matchup against Detroit at this moment. I hope to pop back on. I might do it Thursday after work. I'll be here. So I'll be here watching the game. I don't know. Maybe I'll hop on. I'll have it out before the game on Friday. How about that? So there you go. I mean, you know what needs to be done. Rangers know what needs to be done. Let's get the sticks hot. The pitching is there for them. But it seems like every single week I come on here and talk about how bad the hitting is. I don't want to look at the rankings on the hitting department or anything like that. Everybody knows the pitching is great, right? But the hitting is just absurd. And we need a shakeup. I think we need to bench a player or two. One particular player. But if he turns it around, it'll be awesome. That's pretty much, I don't know. You're hitting so bad, it's like infecting the other players, because we know what they can do, right? We know what Sagan can do. Young. Come on. All right. I got to get out of here. Y'all have a good day. I'll talk to you later, and let's go Rangers.
Let's go Rangers! Let's go Rangers! Let's go Rangers!
Thanks for listening to the Roundup.